Listen to part of a conversation between two classmates on a college campus.
Did you understand that experiment that Bill mentioned in the group presentation?
The one about free fall?
Right. The one that was conducted on the moon.
Sure. The astronaut held a hammer in one hand and a feather in the other. Then he dropped them at the same time.
And both of them hit the ground at the same time.
Yes. So that proves Galileo's theory that all objects fall at the same rate in the absence of air resistance.
Okay. That was the part that was missing for me. The part about air resistance.
Oh, well, since there is no air resistance on the moon, it is the ideal environment for the experiment.
That makes sense.
Actually, the part that surprised me was how much easier it is to lift the hammer on the moon than it is on Earth because of the moon's lower rate of gravitational acceleration.
But didn't they say that it was just as difficult to push the hammer along the surface when it fell?
Right again, because gravity only governs vertical motion, like lifting, but not horizontal motion, like pushing.
Thanks for going over this with me.
You're welcome. I really liked the presentation. I think the group did a good job.
Listen to a conversation between two college students.
What did you think about the video we were supposed to watch for Professor Stevens' class?
I didn't see it. Was it good?
Really, it was. It was about stress.
How to relieve stress?
Not really. More the effects of stress on the national health.
Oh,
But it was interesting, though.
really?
Yes, I think they said that 1 out of 9 women aged 45 through 65 will have a heart attack.
I'm surprised at that.
I was, too. Oh, another thing. They said that women usually don't get the same level of care that men do, so the heart attack is likely to be more serious.
Why is that?
Because many members of the medical profession still think of a heart attack as a male problem, so they don't recognize the symptoms in their women patients.
Well, it does sound like an interesting video. I'm going to try to see it before class next time, so I'll be ready for the discussion.
It's on reserve in the library, so you can't check it out, but you can use one of the viewing rooms. It's only an hour long.
Listen to part of a class discussion in a sociology class.
Last class, I asked you to locate some articles about gang activity. Let's just go around the table and share what we found. Tracy, will you begin, please?
Okay, actually I did a search of sociological studies on gang activity, and I found that gangs have been prevalent for much longer than I had assumed. I was so surprised. For some reason, I thought that gang activity was a fairly recent phenomenon. But actually, one of the largest studies was carried out by Thrasher in 1936.
Good, good. I'm pleased that you did that. Thrasher's study is a classic research investigation. Can you summarize the findings?
Sure. First, I should say that the study included more than 1,300 gangs with more than 25,000 members. According to Thrasher, a gang is a group that may form spontaneously, but after that will integrate through conflict and violence. Over time, a spirit of solidarity and an attachment to a local territory form. What is most interesting, besides the long history of gangs in the United States, is the fact that not much has changed over the years. And, oh yes, gang behavior seems pretty similar even across cultures.
That is interesting.
Dr. Jackson, may I go next? I have just a brief comment that seems to fit in here.
Please.
Well, another classic study, much later, about 1987 or 8, I think, by Joan Moore, indicated that gang behavior is probably caused by normal adolescent insecurities, the desire for peer approval, respect, support, acceptance, and in some cases, protection if the neighborhood is perceived as dangerous. It seems that gangs take the place of the more childish and acceptable cliques that develop in high schools.
Is it my turn? Well, I looked up the definitions of gang members by police departments and law enforcement agencies. According to the California Youth Gang Task Force, for example, a gang member will be recognizable because of gang-related tattoos, clothing, and paraphernalia like scarves and hats that identify a particular gang and allow others to confirm that the wearer has a right to be on the gang's turf. And to follow up on Tracy's comments about the history of gangs, these criteria have been in place for a long time.
Good job. So far, what I am hearing, though, refers to male gang membership. What about females? Did anyone find any research on their role in gang activity?
I did. Although there are a few girl gangs, females are generally not considered members of the male-dominated gang. They are viewed as more of a support system and an extended social group, friends and girlfriends to party with.
That's what I found, too.
Listen to part of a conversation between a student and a professor in the professor's office.
Dr. Brown, could I speak with you for a minute?
Sure, Mary. Come in.
I'm afraid I have a problem.
Oh?
You see, I really like my job here.
That's good, because we really like having you here.
Thank you, but the problem is I won't be able to work here next semester. You see, I have a problem with my schedule at school.
Well, what exactly is the problem?
I have a required class at 9 o'clock on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Oh, okay. Remind me what your hours are here.
I work from 9 to 1 every day, which has been great because I have been able to schedule all my classes in the afternoon. Until now.
I see. When does the class end?
It's a 3-hour class, so it meets for an hour 3 times a week.
So you're finished at 10.
Yes, and it would take me half an hour to get here after class. So you see, I would be an hour and a half late on those days.
Well, we need someone 4 hours a day. But how about this? You could come in at 10:30 on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and work until 2:30 on those days. That would give you a fairly late lunch, but if that's not a problem for you, then we can do it.
That would be great. So I just keep my regular hours on Tuesday and Thursday then.
Right. Listen, Mary, you're a work-study employee, and that means that you have 2 responsibilities, to work and to study. We know that. As long as you put in the hours to get the job done, we expect to fit your work hours around your school schedule. And don't forget, you can study on the job as long as the work is done first.